Hey, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is kiodiekin. So as you guys all know, yesterday I was at LA Comic Con 2021 and picked up this cool LED backpack from Neon Culture. They're one of the sponsors here on the channel, and if you want to get this bag, you can use discount code KDKLED and receive a nice special offer. So in this particular video, I know this unit hasn't been out too long, and this is a really cool unit, and so I wanted to put together this nice video to show all of you how to set up your new LED backpack. Now keep in mind, this is a separate panel that can be taken out of your backpack and has multi-purpose uses. I will cover that in another specific video, but I definitely want to show all of you how to use the LED app or the RHX Plus app in conjunction with this LCD panel, or LED panel rather. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. So I'm sure if you already bought this, you already are familiar with the RHX Plus app. This is the app that is on the bottom right of my screen. And on the left side of the screen, we have the backpack, which is sitting on the floor. And on the right side, we have the screen capture from my cell phone. So let's go ahead and continue. We're gonna click on RHX Plus. This is an app that you can download from the Apple Store or the Android store as well. I don't use Android, so I haven't gone through the whole motions of how to download it there, but you guys can look up the app and find it listed in the marketplace. Okay, now at the bottom left of your screen, you see the purple option that says Find. In the middle, it says Rebag Program, and hit Send. The send option is once you get all your configurations in this app, this is what you want to send over. But we haven't done anything to it yet, even though I have mine perfectly set up. So we're going to go ahead and adjust some of the settings before you continue. Now, if you guys are looking at the screen, these are the default settings that typically come with this particular program. And so there's some minor configurations that you want to adjust to this, but we're going to first look for our sweet spot. Now on the bottom left, there is an option that says Find. We haven't fully connected as of yet, but we will do that. All right, now on the top right, the first thing that you want to do is you want to select which diagram you want to use. On the left side, you have text, and on the right side at the bottom, it has P for picture at the bottom right of your screen. And then of course, within the middle of the whole program and interface, you have different options that you can use. You have like for example, you have 4 T's across right there in the middle. That's if you want to use 4 different text backgrounds, but all of these give you a different layout as far as what you want to use your diagram for. So let's go ahead and get this set up. We will click on the screw or the cog at the very top. And as you can see here on the right, you have a number of different options called power on, power off, time calibrating, brightness, change Wi-Fi name. That will change the name of the actual unit. Typically defaulted is RHX, but we'll get into that in just a minute. Over here you have display password modification, read controller model, advanced functions, switch to partition edition, and about help. Now, I will also cover advanced functions later on in this video. Right now, we were on the simple form. Personally, I like the advanced functions, but we'll get to that in a little bit later as well. All right, so the first thing you want to do is click on Setting. And if you look at the options here, you have controller, which is full color. You can leave that alone. We also have number. Now, this is very important. So every time you're using this specific device, you want to leave it on 320. There are additional options in here. In fact, there's like about 100 of these. But if you change any one of these options here, and if you guys, if I wasn't doing this tutorial, it'll be pretty much near impossible to find out which specific option you needed, because this thing is very, I wouldn't say finicky, but it's very detailed as far as what you need to use to get this working. So we're going to make sure we leave it at 320. And the next key option here is right underneath it. You see where it says work mode. Now you have 5 different settings here. You have 7 colors lightning, 7 color background, standard mode, middle grade level mode, high grade mode, and true color. All of these settings here affect the quality and the characteristic of the display that you want to put on your LED bag. Now, as of right now, you won't see anything change on my backpack because I haven't synced it synced or modified anything yet. That is, I've already pre-done that on the left. So we can either select 7 colors leathering, 7 color background, or standard mode, middle gray, high gray, and true color. But again, keep in mind, all of these do affect the performance because the extra detail that for the GIF is all dependent on here. And so if you pick something that's really detailed and has a lot of great graphics on it, it will slow down the performance. So adjusting any one of these settings in conjunction with some of the other speed settings helps determine how fast this is going to move or animate on your LED panel. So I'm going to go and select true color. Now the next one is very important here. This is what I call the sweet spot, and typically you don't need to adjust any of these settings. Typically you can adjust these settings if you're using just a still photo GIF, if you want to take it up to like 160 or 128 height or width. But if you want to have the perfect sweet spot after playing around with this app, you want to leave both the height and the width to 64. Now you can lower it down to 32, and that usually displays 2 different images on each side of the LED panel. It doesn't look really great that way in my personal opinion, but it is doable. But the perfect sweet spot is what you currently see on your screen. You want to leave the number at 320, work mode at true color, or sometimes 7 color background, and then the width and the height, which definitely affects the speed, the speed of the animation. You want to make sure you leave it at width 64 and height 64. Communication mode will be Wi-Fi. So keep in mind, once I connect to this device, it is connected via Wi-Fi. So I won't be able to use the Wi-Fi in the house or anything like that. Now you can use your cellular connection. However, you won't be able to use the Wi-Fi. So we want to make sure that we go back now. All these settings are set. All right, so we have show way, con left, con right, down laser display, up laser. These are just additional graphics on how you guys want to play around with this. So you guys can play around with these settings on your own time. None of these really affect the true operation. All of this is just basic animation stuff. All right, let's take a look here. We also have program lace. This puts a nice graphical display around your words or your graphics, as you can see on my screen. I'll blow it up here just a minute. Let me just pull it up here. In fact, you know what? I'll just go ahead and leave it that way for right now. But that gives a nice little border around your words or your images. Now let's switch over to display here for just a minute. I want to pull up a picture. Okay, we're going to switch camera angles here because we are getting ready to sync this up to our LED display. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out and move on over to my camera. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because with my screen capture app, I can't connect it to Wi-Fi and the LED panel at the same time because the LED panel uses the Wi-Fi connectivity. All right, so let's go ahead and select a digital photo. So we're going to select the red P at the bottom right of the app. That brings us to this display here. And then of course you have 2 different options. The first option allows you to select just a single GIF, and then the third option over here allows you to select 3 at the same time. Now if you do select this one that allows you to select 3, you have a number of different options. It pulls up all the standard GIF images that you can go ahead and insert. And then of course you have the ones that I already added. So let's go ahead and add Bowser, and we'll go ahead and add Mario. So we have 3 we just added. Okay. Now once that's done, we just go ahead and take a look at it. Now you can see Bowser currently is selected. It has a green box around it. And then of course we also have the fire emblem. And then of course we have Super Mario over here as well. But before we go any further, let's go ahead and sync this up to our LED panel. First thing we're going to do is go to settings. Actually, I'm sorry, you don't need to go to settings first. We're going to go to find. and you want to go to settings in your iPhone or your cellular device or your iPad mini, whatever type of device you have. You want to go to Wi-Fi, and my particular unit is called the RHX. So we're going to go ahead and select that, and now I am able to sync up and send all the information over to the LED panel on the backpack to the left. So let's go ahead and send these images right now. We're just going to hit the send button. And as you can see, everything has been updated. Okay, so once we have this updated, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the options here that we can use for each one of the GIFs. Let's go ahead and pick the fire one. Now, currently it's at a repeat count of 1. And as you can see on the left-hand side, each one of these are rotating intermittently very quickly. So the fire one is lasting probably about a good 5 or 6 seconds. And then of course Bowser is, let's see, what's Bowser at? Bowser is at a repeat count of 1, and Mario is at a repeat count of 1 as well. Let me go ahead and move this. All right, there we go. So what this setting does right here, the repeat count, is it displays how many times the GIF is going to play before it rotates to the next one. So for Super Mario, let's go ahead and make that, let's make that a little longer. We'll make it 6, and we'll make Bowser a repeat count of 1. That means he's going to just pop up very quickly. He's not going to be on the screen too long. And then for the fire emblem, let's go ahead and make that a good 10. So that's going to take a while. Now the next option here is the GIF speed. The higher the speed, the longer the, the higher the speed, the slower the animation, and the lower the number, the faster the animation. So if I put the GIF speed at, let's say, 1 or 2 for fire, it's going to go really, really fast. Now you really can't tell it because it's a tail with the fire GIF, because it's kind of sporadic. You really don't have a way of really telling if it's going really fast or not. However, with Bowser or Mario, you'll be able to see the actual speed. So let's go ahead and send this information. And you don't have to select all of these options at once. You can select them individually and have them updated. So let's go ahead and continue. Let's go ahead and send all this to the LED panel. And on the left-hand side, you can now see that the fire is lasting a little bit longer on the panel than what it was before. I know my camera is kind of focusing in and out just a little bit because of the light that it has. This thing is really bright. It's really good, great quality. All right, once the fire is done, it's then going to move over to Bowser. That must be a really long GIF animation. I probably should have made that one really short. Now we're not sending anything yet. I just want you guys to go ahead and take a look at the animation. Now the program lace, you guys are familiar with this. I covered this a little earlier if I want to add a diagram around it. And as you can see, the preview here at the top shows what specific diagram will be laced around that particular image. You know what, let's go ahead and switch this animation out because it's way too long. Let's go ahead and select something else. Let's go ahead and select animated, and then I will pick, I don't know, let's do this one. No, let's not do that one. Let's do Pac-Man. We'll go ahead and select that one. All right, let's go ahead and send all this information. All right. So there you have Bowser. Is at a repeat count of 1, which is why you can see he didn't last too long on the screen. However, Mario has a repeat count of 6, so it's going to do that animation 6 times before it moves on over to the next graphic or GIF display. And then of course with Pac-Man, that one went really quick as well. Let's go ahead and make that one 4. And then I'm going to turn the gamma down on all of these as well. That way the camera can pick it up a little bit better. Now the gamma makes it really bright or really dark. Personally, I would turn it all the way down it will go to 0.4. If you turn the gamma all the way up, it'll basically be blotted out. You'll hardly be able to really make out what it is. All right, so there's Bowser and there's Mario. Now we can adjust that speed of Mario to make it a little bit faster. As I said earlier, there's a couple of ways to adjust the quality of the speed depending upon the quality of the GIF as well. So let's go to, let's go to GIF speed for Mario. We're going to select Mario and we're going to make that let's make it a 4. Okay. And then just for this sample, I'm going to turn the gamma all the way up, and I want you guys to see what happens when I turn that gamma all the way up, plus with that animation. All right, so you see Mario's moving a little bit faster, but you can see the light is really, really bright. So let's go ahead and turn Mario all the way back down, and then let's adjust the speed to 2, so that'll give him a little bit of more kick for that animation. There we go. And that is how you adjust the speed for your GIF. Let's go to Pac-Man really quickly. And then let's make his repeat count. I think that's a really short GIF, so let's make repeat count 6 and then make the GIF speed 1. So he should be flying a lot faster now. There's Mario. And there's Pac-Man. So again, every GIF is different, so you guys will have to use your personal judgment as to what speed you think that GIF should be running at, based upon your own experience, you know, your own type of personal videos that you're adding. All right, so let's go ahead and go down here. I'm going to remove the program lace, which moves that graphical display from around the GIF. Now at the bottom, there's you have the screen rotate. So there's actually a couple of ways to rotate this. So let's go to 0, and that should kind of turn everything upside down. All right. Now I've noticed this will happen sometimes when I load a new image. There's actually a couple of ways to rotate, so you guys will have to play around with it. The first rotation option is for the top part here. So let's say if I do this, you can see Bowser rotating. So you always want it to be like that, depending upon your image. We want it to be right side up. But again, the overall screen rotate here at the bottom typically is always going to be 270 degrees if it's upside down. Or if we want to, let's say, change it to 180. Guys are going that way, and then of course we change it to 90. This rotates the display for the entire program. And now you guys can see that he's upside down. All right, let's go ahead and change that. We'll put it back the way it was. All right. Now I'm not exactly sure what display optimization does. I've played around with it, but I haven't really seen exactly what it can do. I'm not sure if that's really affected by the quality of the GIF, because you can load some bigger ones in here where they could cause some problems, and these are some additional settings that you can use to adjust that. All right, so I want to show you guys a couple of different GIFs that I do have. These are a little bit more demanding. So this one is a fire one. I got this online somewhere, so let's go ahead and load it. So I have it selected there. Let's go ahead and hit send. All right, now this particular GIF is a little bit more demanding. So again, I want to show you guys something very quickly, just for reasons and purposes of this tutorial. Let's go to settings and then setting again. And let's turn this down to standard mode, or let's do 7 color background. And then we're gonna go to width and height. Now I'm just doing this to show you guys what could possibly happen if you don't select the right settings, which is why I told you earlier in this video that the width and the height being 64 is pretty much the sweet spot. And you can see this will update and it says success. So as you can see, this sent, and it is a success. I want you guys to see it here. I'm gonna pull the camera here. There you go. But as you can see, you're getting that weird message on your LED panel. That's because it's not reading it correctly due to the additional settings. So even though you do have different graphical sizes for width and height that you can adjust this to, again, you have to play around with that depending upon what GIF you're going to add. But since this one is more demanding, it's causing an issue with it, and so that's why it's not going to fully display. So that, again, that's why I said the 64 by the 64 was the perfect sweet spot for your LED panel. So let's go ahead and change that back. However, I can do 32 by 32, which will shrink it down a little bit. In fact, it usually calls two different panels. So as you can see there, that is the a brief preview to let you know how your panel will look once you go ahead and send over the image. So let's go ahead and hit send. And so now we have two of the same images on the backpack. So 32 by 32 is typically okay if you want to have different images showing up really small on the same LED panel. All right, let's go back to 64 by 64 really quick. And then of course 2 is also running better because I changed it, the work mode, to 7-color background. So again, depending upon what type of GIF you are calibrating with your LED panel, then you will have to play around with the GIF speed and then also the work mode, either 7-color background or possibly true color. Now this one has a lot of good graphics on it, so there's some well, I'm not gonna say good graphics, but it's really high in detail and it is a bigger GIF. So again, I could play around between 7-color background and true color, and either one of these will either slow it up if I pick it on true color, could possibly slow it down, or if I put it on 7-color, it could speed it up because it makes it a little bit lower quality and is not demanding. So let's go ahead and put this on true color for right now. And as you can see, the display slowed down a little bit. Let's see what happens when we go to 7-color. So that gives you a brief preview about what the display should look like. So let's go true color. We're going to go back and I'm going to select this. And you know what? Let's slow down the GIF speed just a little bit because it was at the highest setting. And let's go ahead and hit send. In case you guys are wondering what this is from the movie Django with Jamie Foxx when he blew up the house and he was standing there in front of the fire. So that's where that GIF is coming from, is actually that scene where he blew up the house at the end of the movie. All right, so let's go ahead and slow it down. Just actually it's on a one repeat count, so let's make it a little longer. Let's do 6. All right, there we go. And let's go ahead and pick one more. Now this one was taken for about at E3 2019. This is Mortal Kombat. Let's go ahead and remove this other one. I don't need this one in here. Now I know this particular GIF is a little bit more physically demanding on the app. So let's go ahead and put the repeat count to 4. GIF speed I'm going to leave at 5, and let's go ahead and send it. Now this particular one, sometimes I change the work mode to it on what is it, 7 colors, whatever that option is. I usually take it out of true color because it runs really slow. As you see there, under true color, it runs really slow, even with the GIF speed. So I'm going to change this to 1. And again, I'm just showing you guys some different combinations you can select when using your specific GIF. Yeah, that's not even the right speed. This is a Mortal Kombat theme here. You know what? I'll make it 2. I want it to be a little bit faster. And let's go ahead and hit send. you'll see it move just a little bit faster. And if it doesn't move faster, I'll go back into the work mode and lower the resolution. All right. So there you guys have it. So you see that the GIF speed is running pretty well with this. And again, you want to play around with your settings, because in some cases you can load a big GIF on here and even the GIF speed won't make it run a little bit faster. But as you guys can see, at 2 is running about its normal speed right now. So let's go ahead and make it 1 and see how fast we can get this thing to go. You know what, I'll turn the gamma all the way down, and let's do send. Now again, if I use these same exact settings for that Super Mario or or the Bowser, they would be moving really, really fast. So, all right, there we go. All right, now I'm going to change this. I'm going to go back up here to the settings here at the top and then hit setting again. Now let's change it from true color and let's put this on 7 color background. And we should also get a better speed performance, even keeping the same settings here. And as you can see, it's moving lightning fast now. So again, you want to make sure that you're bouncing back and forth between your work mode and your GIF speed to get the best possible animation on the app. Now also too, at the bottom occasionally the LED panel won't display the name. That's still fine, we're still synced up. And also keep in mind too that when you are hooked up to the Wi-Fi using the LED panel, I can preset this. So let's say if I disconnect right now from the LED panel, I can still use my home Wi-Fi, re-access my Wi-Fi in the house, or if I'm at work, and then still have this already set up. So again, this is only just to set it up. You don't always need to have to be connected directly to this LED panel. Now the other thing is if you are connected to the LED panel like I am currently, I'm not on my home Wi-Fi, I'm using my cellular network. So that's something else to keep in mind, that you can't be on both at the same time. All right, so since we have that done, I think I've covered all of this here with this specific app. There's some other little tricks I want to show you. There's another option in here. Let's go to, you know what, that's digital time and date. Let me show you this really quickly. Now, this option allows you to store presets. So what you can do is select a display or add another program image. Now, if you add another program image, let's see if we can go ahead and add this here. You'll pull up that. You may need to calibrate all of your settings again. And what that does is if you want to add different displays, like have different combinations and categories, that's what that allows you to do. So let's say if I wanted to have Pac-Man and Bowser on one, and then let's say Super Mario and Super Mario with Yoshi on another one, a complete different set for settings and animations, that's what that allows you to do. You have pre-configurations that allows you to go ahead and set that up. So let's go ahead and bounce back really quickly. I'm just going to put it back there, which was normal, what I had it set to. Now the other cool feature about this is currently the simple mode. I want to show you guys the advanced mode. So we want to switch to partition edition. And I personally like this one a little bit better. Now this is what I had set up at the beginning of the show. So this one allows you to set up image and caption both at the same time. So let's go ahead and send this back to the display. And as you can see, the little ghost there, he's moving a little too fast. Let's go ahead and slow him down. We're going to go to GIF speed. Let's select 5. All right, so you should slow down just a little bit. Oh, let's change that repeat count. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. 5 is still a little too fast for him. Let's do 10. All right, there we go. So with this, you can also select the image and the caption. So at the bottom, it says kiodiekin, which is my affiliate firework channel. You can make the text either bold, italics, or underline. You can also change the font on here as well. The speed for this is at 2, so let's go ahead and slow that down a little bit. And this will also change the text to be bold, underlined, and also italics as well. And then of course, if I want to change this to have colorful words, make it a rainbow, I can do that as well. Sweet. All right. Now, the other thing you definitely want to keep in mind is there's an option here that allows you to screen rotate. In fact, let's go ahead and zoom in. And the reason why I like this function a little bit better is because with the actual panel, it allows you to zoom in here and then zoom out so you can see what you're adding. So let's go back, hit back in and zoom in. So this allows you to see your entire work area. And then of course, if the screen isn't accurately set, you have your screen rotate here at the top instead of the bottom. So I really like this. Also too, you can adjust your height and your width from this setting as well. And the other option up here too is allows you to add additional options. So this one's a little set up differently from the previous version that I just showed you. You could do your dial, you could do time and date. You could also do, let's see here, you have a timer. So you guys, if you guys are at home cooking, if you want to put this in the kitchen or something like that and have this LED panel, which I will cover in another video because this has so many different uses. You could use this in around the house. You can even put in a picture frame if you wanted to. But yeah, this is where you would set up your time and date if you wanted to go ahead and do that. You can also select your animation for different words. Got your lunar calendar. So everything that you guys have seen here previously, this option, this part of the app allows you to select all these things and configure it however which way you want. So we have our image there, we have our caption, and we have a dial. So let's see if all of these will show up at the same time. Let's go ahead and overlap. Can I do window split? Just want to play around with this. Let's see if that sends. No, don't want to do that. No timer. Is it still telling me I'm overlapping? Where am I overlapping? Oh, I got too many animations on here, that's why. Ah, that's why. Okay. Let's see if I could send it now. Nope, program overlap. Man, how many images did I add? Let's see here. Ah, there we go. Let's go ahead and add one more. Let's go ahead and add, let's go ahead and add Mario and Yoshi. Let's see, where is he? So we have our lunar calendar, we have our image. All right, let's go. And let's go ahead and give Mario a little bit more repeat time so he gets some more screen time. There we go. Then of course we can move the image over here to the middle so that way it's not, let's just move this back up. Move the image over to the middle so we have it more centered. There we go. And that is pretty much it. So again, I hope everybody really enjoyed this tutorial. Wanted to go ahead and post this for helping out Neon Culture, as well as I love technology and just kind of researching a lot of these things. But again, this is pretty much straightforward. It's once you already get your main settings down. Again, try to keep the app on 64 by 64, even though you can play around with it. But the other important thing is keep it on 320. That is what makes this work for the app. If you select some other different setting, let's go ahead and see what happens once we select it. And you can see right there, you're getting a weird emblem, which is what initially I was getting at the LA Comic-Con a couple of days ago. but we have it working now. Want to make sure we keep that on 320 and not one of the other settings, or else you'll get a weird display there on the panel. But again, consider subscribing to the channel, liking, sharing this video. My name is Kiodiekin. I also have an affiliate, kiodiekin. Also want to thank my Babes Kisses Daikin for all her love and support. She's recovering today. She's not feeling well. But I hope the company really appreciates this. For Neon Culture, again, I'm just an affiliate. I'm not a representative of the company. I just love to help out and do things for fun. So again, guys, this video, I know it was a little lengthy, but I wanted to make sure that it was thorough and detailed, and I hope you got enough information to play around with it yourself. I mean, obviously there's going to be different combinations of the GIFs and the quality, depending upon the quality that they have there. So again, just wanted to go ahead and share that with all of you guys today, and I hope you guys all have a blessed evening, and I will catch you later. Peace out. Bye-bye.